I feel like I should do we've been doing some really heavy ideas like politics and blah, blah, sperm counts, heavy stuff,
Heavy sperm counts.
We thought we should maybe we should switch to a lighter one, like
Like a helium
create a helium based idea
based idea.
instead of those hydrogen based ideas that go up like the Hindenburg.
Well, hydrogen based ideas would be even lighter than helium, right?
That's true.
It's the lightest there is.
Terrifying though. Dangerous. Okay. I've got a solution. Should we go straight into it?
Wait a minute. I'm not ready. Okay. I feel like maybe the music would be happening here. Okay, go ahead.
Hi, everybody. This is Adam Braus.
And this is Scott Moppin.
And we are Solutions from the Multiverse. We did sperm count. Should we do male circumcision as non-consent?
We did sperm count. We should not do male circumcision. I don't think. I don't think either of us have the skills or the passion for it. Is your solution that circumcision is the solution for too much foreskin?
Yeah, it's way too much foreskin, and we've got to get rid of it.
You're like, you know how babies are born with extra parts? Well, here we go. Here's the solution for it.
Eliminate that. No, I just think there's a lot of people who are pro. I've been kind of testing the waters of people's opinions on circumcision, and a lot of people are pro circumcision, like really very strongly. And
how does that party conversation start up?
Well, I try to do it subtly. I try to do it subtly. Yeah, I don't know. People sometimes, it's funny, you try to broach it in some way, but then people are like I found that many people are very pro, but then it's funny. I don't necessarily care either way. People can do whatever they want with their children's willies, but it's interesting just because there's such a culture right now around like abortion as bodily autonomy and around sex as consent around your body as well, bodily autonomy. But then a lot of people will just be like, nope, the baby doesn't get to decide. I get to, essentially mutilate their genitals in this sort of culturally acceptable way. It's like very interesting. Very interesting. It's like it's one of those kind of, we're all kind of stumbling around and there's the danger of hypocrisy is kind of on all sides.
No, I've been convinced. I don't think I would do circumcision if I had a son. I think a lot of that does happen, like you're saying, where like the dad is literally like, well, I want his thing to look like my thing. And that's the main deciding factor, unfortunately.
Okay, so we can't do how male circumcision is non-consent and defies the principle of bodily autonomy. That would be, I mean, honestly, I don't actually care. Like, I'm pretty whatever. Like I said, like, I think I can see both sides, but people are pushing so hard on principle in other ways that then it's kind of like, oh, careful. Careful. If you hold that principle really, really absolutely, it's gonna have other effects that you're not thinking of, so yeah,
Right.
It's kind of funny. I think probably the answer to the male circumcision thing, though, while we're on the topic and you want to talk about it, and so you keep bringing us back to it. But just because you keep bringing it back to the male circumcision, I'll tell you the solution, which is we should not circumcise children when they're children, right? Because it's bodily autonomy. But we should have mass circumcisions for like teenagers who want to decide to do it, like when they're, what do people say? Maybe 14 or something. If they decide then after they're 14 that they want to be circumcised, they can. And I think that'd be really fun and kind of a cool part of our culture, like a coming of age,
That sounds really fun and a really cool part of our culture. I bet. Oh, you thought it sucked to be like 14 and dread signing up for the draft. You know what I mean? Like, think about here comes circumcision day. That is like Hunger Games.
I volunteer for tribute, Scott.
Yeah, exactly. You're just like, you're gonna decide. Hey, Ricky, are you gonna keep yours or are you gonna get rid of it? You're like, we're not gonna know until circumcision day. I'm not gonna tell you. Gonna make it be. I'm gonna see how I feel on the day. You get in one line if you're gonna get the circumcision. You get in the other line if you're just gonna be in the like stadium watching. What?
No, it's better. It's more ethical than what we do today. Because what we do today is non-consensual bodily.
I mean, if you need it to be a rite of passage, right? Then we have to do it in some sort of a stage like
Maybe there's just
yeah,
a
exactly.
webcam right on
It
it.
has to have
That's
some sort
horrible.
of weight.
It's gross. I guess if it was a really big stadium, then people wouldn't really see. They'd just be like, "Does he have gum on his pants?" Like they wouldn't be able to really see what was going on.
Well, there would be. I mean, I'm not a savage. You would have privacy. There would
Oh,
be
okay,
like a
good.
voting style booth with a curtain, and the guy would go in, and then like be in there for a minute, and there'd be some like moving around. The curtain would get knocked, whatever. Then he'd come out and look like all mad and in pain, and everyone would be like, "Ah,
Are you not entertained?"
ah."
Yeah, right. Oh God, can you imagine the pain? Anyways, okay, so not circumcision. Okay, well,
I mean, that's why they do it as babies, so that you can't imagine the pain. That they,
I know a man who got circumcised when he was older.
the logic is, oh, well, if you're a baby and you do a bunch of pain to it, I mean, you forget it because you're just a baby. What are you going to think?
Yeah,
But
no one remembers.
the other
Yeah.
argument is, yeah, maybe that like goes deep into your brain and stays there forever. I don't know.
Well, no, I don't mean it's traumatic for the kid. It's just, I don't think it's that big of a deal. But I just, the principle that people throw around, oh, bodily autonomy, is like, oh well, it cuts both ways. The little circumcision scalpel cuts both ways.
If
But
I was
anyways,
14,
we
I'd
should.
be like the weirdo who'd be like asking the doctor to add extra foreskins, and
That is weird.
I want to go the opposite. I'm a contrarian here. Can I just? I mean, you've got a bunch over there that just freshly cut. Can you just like suit me up here, suit of armor?
Lay it
Give me
on.
some like a chainmail vest of foreskin.
I mean, you'd have to figure out what to do with all of them. I think a lot of people would
You'd
elect
have
to
to
do it.
figure
I
out
think
what to do with
I
them.
think I think a lot of teenage boys would elect to do it. A lot. I think if it was like, look,
I think you're crazy.
this is a cultural thing.
No way.
A cultural thing, because teenage boys are looking for ways to, one, like do extreme shit, two, do things that are kind of risky. The tattoos, smoke cigarettes, drive cars fast. Right. This is similar, and it's kind of dangerous. Also, I think people would have like swirling sort of conversations about like, oh, you got to do it, man. Like girls like it.
Nobody's gonna say that.
Girls, yeah, they are. They're going to be talking about it. Should we get circumcised? We're 14 next year. We can get circumcised if we want, huh? Maybe I should. Maybe I shouldn't. Girls like it, and that would push a lot of guys would be like, I'm going to do it. I want to sleep with a lot of girls during my life, and they say girls really like it. I'll put it on my. Maybe it would be on Tinder. If it would have a little symbol, and you could say whether you're circumcised or not.
You have to tick the box.
They'd be like swipe right, swipe right.
Exactly. I mean, I feel like what would actually happen is that in one generation you would go from circumcision being the dominant thing to very, very, very rare. I think 14-year-old guys would be like,
the other way.
No, we're changing this right now. It would
be less popular because it is in America. It's very popular.
Also, when you're 14, now the prospect is you're going to have a procedure that puts your unit out of commission for, I mean, like even
5 days,
even a
6
few days.
Not a big deal.
When you're 14, that's a long time to be out of commission.
It's fine. Plus, the pain would keep you from getting turned on, so you would never get turned on.
Oh yeah,
it's like, have you ever heard?
I mean, you're selling it to these 14-year-olds so well that, guys, you won't get turned on because of all the pain. Of course, it's not going to be a problem.
But teenagers love pain. Here's the other thing: if you want to get turned, have you ever heard the trick of not if you want to not get turned on? So this is what we would say when we were teenagers, and we were like, "Oh no, what do I do if I get a hard on in class?" Think about your finger getting slammed in a car door.
Yeah, teenagers love that.
If you think about that, you all sexual arousal goes away. I think the Buddha probably taught this too. The Buddha was like, if someone comes up to him and says, "Buddha, how, if I'm sitting and meditating, and I become aroused, how can I like put that desire, away?" And the Buddha was like, "Think of your finger being slammed in a door."
And the guy was like, "Actually, great Buddha, I don't know what an automobile is." He's like, "You will."
I'm gonna do any door, but actually, Buddha did have a teaching for that. He said, or there is a Buddhist teaching for this. He said, imagine your body decomposing after you die in 9 stages of decomposition, all the way down to dust.
Mm.
So, and you have to think about it really graphically. It's described really graphically. Like, first, think of like your blood running cold and hardening, and then think of like your organs, loosening, and then think of the worms eating your organs, and then think, it was really gross. Yeah. But then if you do that, you're like gross. You're like not aroused anymore because you feel.
I mean, it's the slow motion version of the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark. That's just what
Yeah,
happens
your
to you.
face melts.
Yeah, in like a slower time frame. I want to back up to where you said that teenagers love pain, because
They do.
I think
Mhm.
teenagers love the idea of pain, but not actual pain. And that's why stores like Hot Topic exist. You know, like they like the thought, they like the aesthetic of pain.
Scott, should we do the podcast?
Mm,
Or should we just keep
let's think
going
about it
on
for a
and on
while
about
longer. We'll see.
circumcision?
We'll see. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna mute and cough. Hold on.
Okay. I'll just cough in his face in his stead.
If you
There, I cough.
if
I
you
coughed for
narrate
you.
what
There
I
goes
did,
Scott.
then it makes no
I
point for
coughed
me to
for
have
you.
muted myself.
Oh, I thought that's what you were asking me to do. Like, hey, can you cough for me for a second?
Why would I do that? Why would
don't
I
know.
ask that?
You're a weird guy.
Oh,
I don't
I'm
know.
the weird guy. Okay. All right.
The guy I'm talking about giving teenagers the right to choose. Scott, we should rebrand what pro-choice means. We mean the ability to choose whether you get circumcised or not.
Yeah, what we should
Are
do
you
is
pro-choice, Scott?
we should take a term that's exclusively for women and co-opt it and make it exclusively for men. That's what we should probably do.
Well, what would the other one be? Pro-life would be pro-choice is the ability to choose pro-cut.
Pro-snip,
Pro-snip.
pro-snip, or pro-skin.
but no, it's the right to choose,
Mhm.
or the right, or the inability to choose. Your parents get to choose when you're a little kid.
Well, no, obviously. I'm for you choosing.
I don't really care. I don't really care either.
Do you think people should choose their own names?
Oh, that's a cool. Oh, dude, Scott, this is Scott Great Idea Show right here. This is great. This is such a great.
Everyone, you get
everyone
to
gets to choose their own names.
You get to choose your own name, but you can't you're not locked into the name you pick when you're like 4, because then everybody would be named like Bread. So at like age 7, you get a naming ceremony. At age 14, and maybe at like age 21, you get like a naming ceremony, and then you're locked in. At 21, you're locked in with your adult name.
That's awesome. So like as a kid, you're like, now my name is Fork. And they'd be like, okay, well, hopefully that doesn't stick.
And then when you're 17, you're like, my name is Demon Child Rockstar. And then, you grow out of that. You have to live with that for 7 years. And then when you're 21, you're like, yeah, my name's like Herman Franklin. I don't know. It's like a normal name.
Herman Franklin. That's a cool name. It sounds like a novelist or something. So I read this thing that Mongolians didn't have last names. And so then they decided to pick last names, because they were like, look, we can't run this nation like if everyone doesn't have a last name, because we can't tell who anybody is.
Can I ask a dumb question?
Sure.
How do they know they didn't have first names?
They did. Well, they had one name. Yeah, exactly. They had one name. Well, because each name was individual to each person, so it wasn't a family name. They had only certain, So then the name, when they were more modernizing or whatever, they were like, okay, everyone pick a last name, and then like 80% of people picked the name of this soccer player that they all love. like 80% of the country's all named the same thing, and they're like Mulligan. Like you can't name yourself that. Like name yourself something different. Everyone names something different.
They're like, what we need is last names to distinguish everyone. And the people are like, yes, good idea. They're like, all right, choose. And everyone's like, we will all pick the same one. And they're like, that defeats the purpose of what we were doing this whole thing for. Now everyone's the same.
Yeah, they said the government said by the year 2000, everyone needs to have picked a last name. They were like forcing them. They were like, pick a last name, damn it. But then I heard that a lot of people picked like some.
Imagine if you're the soccer player who got like the second most number of people named at you. I mean, you'd still feel okay. You'd be like, yeah, man, 5% of the people picked my name as their last name. That's pretty cool. And then, your nemesis over here, who's always scoring goals and like looking cool and saying all the right things, is like, yeah, it's 80% of the country picked my name. And you're like, shut up, dude. Can you stop? Everywhere I go, I have to think about you. And now everyone I meet has your stupid name, and now I can't get away from you at all. It's a good thing you know about Mongolian last names.
Wait, I know a lot about weird things. Okay, so I was going to start a competitor to Patreon because I had all these ideas. Now I'm not. That's why I'm giving them away to our 35 listeners. But I was gonna call it Modici.
Why? Okay.
Modici.
Why Modici?
Modici.com. For three reasons. One was it's a play on Medici, the patron of the arts in the Renaissance, the Medici family.
Okay.
Second, because it sounds futuristic in Japanese. Modici. It sounds like this cool, like Japanese thing, which I think a lot of creators are kind of, into Japanese culture, and there's a lot of kind of cool.
Okay.
That's a cool sound. And then third, because it's ichi means one in Japanese, and mod. I thought of it like the mods and the rockers, like the mods, like who have the little scooters, and they are cool. So mod ichi. I don't know. It just sounds sort of cool and futuristic.
It's fun.
Fun, yeah.
I thought of what else you could use Modici for if it doesn't pan out into this app.
Yeah, what do you think?
That's your DJ name for sure.
DJ Modici.
Yeah, you'll be spinning tunes under the name Modici.
Should it be DJ Modici or just Modici?
I'm not sure. I mean, we'd have to try it both ways.
I think just Modici. Like, who are you seeing tonight? Oh, Modici's playing down at the Independent.
They're like, what?
Oh,
where?
Modici's here?
Oh my gosh.
He keeps such a low profile. Modici is so good. I just wear like a big golf ball helmet head.
You're going to be a mysterious DJ?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Who hides your identity from your fans?
I mean, you have to do that. You know why you have to do that, right?
So that other randos at parties could be like,
no,
hey, I'm actually Modici.
No, you do it so that you can not have to go do your shows as soon as you're famous. You can just hire people to go and do it, and you can make money. As long as there's only one Modici,
the Blue Man Group model. I see.
Yeah, exactly. Or any Broadway musical in existence, right? There's like a bunch of people all doing it all over the country.
The Harlem Globetrotters are a group of people as well.
Yeah, Harlem Globetrotters. Yeah, Ladysmith Black Mambasmo.
United States Senate. I mean, I'm trying to list all the different groups of people.
Yeah, there are groups. What about well, it can't just be any groups. It has to be groups that are like self-replacing.
Oh, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. What?
Does that rotate? Does that keep going? Or is that just one set?
I don't know.
Like Sex in the City is just for women. You can't replace them and like roll forward.
Can't replace Sex in the City.
No
way. By
the way, you are such a Karen. No, I'm just kidding. I don't even know their names, but I know that's what people say.
Were you going to call me a Karen?
Yeah,
that's not.
No, a Carol.
That's not one of
Wasn't
them.
Carol one of them?
Carol is not one either. This is great.
Which one are you?
Adam, let's try this.
Wait, you tell me. You know Sex and the City.
I know all four. But hold on.
So wait, which one are you? And then you get to two mine.
I want to know, who do you think are the women on Sex in the City?
Annabelle.
Give me 4 names. Annabelle. Okay.
Nikki.
Yeah.
Is that one?
Of course. No.
No, damn it.
You're 0 for 5.
Sharon,
Carrie, Miranda, Samantha.
Oh, yes.
And,
shoot. Mary.
Charlotte. There you go.
Okay, so what are you? Which one are you?
Who am I? I'm a dude who doesn't put myself as one of the ladies in Sex and the City.
Who am I?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Who am I? Am I a Sandra?
I don't know who you are. I don't think of people like that.
I think it's funny to decide. Just like, are you Slytherin, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw? Oh, you are so. What are you? What's your Harry Potter?
What's my Harry Potter? You were just about to tell me. Why don't you tell me?
I can't decide. I think the Sorting Hat would be like, maybe. Are you ready to be courageous enough for Gryffindor? And then you'd have to tell him like, no, man, I'm freaked out. And he'd be like, Hufflepuff, Hufflepuff is, what's their characteristic? They just seem like normal people. Like they're just like.
They're like hardworking people.
Are they hardworking? Okay, cool.
Well, I think they're just kind of like, you don't get a lot
good
of
run of the mill,
in the Harry Potter universe.
Yeah, they seem very
the one
wholesome.
The one impressive Hufflepuff that we get in the series is Cedric Diggory, and then he's kind of like, spoiler alert.
Yeah,
he's not in there for that long.
Cedric was the inventor of capitalism.
I'm sorry, of what?
Cedric the Great was the first person in the Western Hemisphere to use double ledger accounting. He was
I thought you meant the entertainer. My bad.
who's Cedric? Yeah.
Cedric the Entertainer? He's the inventor of hats and vests combined.
Whoa.
He's one of the original kings of comedy.
That's very popular these days. Hats. And vests.
Well, you can. His name is Cedric the Entertainer. I mean, that's pretty definitive right there. No, that's Scott Joplin. That's the entertainer of the song. different entertainer.
A lot of entertainers wear hats and vests, especially magicians have really followed in Cedric's footsteps.
I mean, barbershop quartets, that's staple, right?
That's what they do.
That's hat and
Was
vest
he
central.
a singer or magician or what kind of
Cedric the Entertainer?
Yeah, what kind of entertainer?
No, I don't think.
Contortionist.
He was just an entertainer. You got to go if you're going to get entertained. No, he's a stand-up comedian and actor, I suppose. Possibly.
Are you talking about a real person?
Yes.
Oh my God. I thought you were just making this all up. I was like, oh, tell me more. You're like, no, he's a real person.
Yeah, real Cedric the Entertainer.
I'm talking about a real person too. Cedric the Great, the inventor of the Chinese had double ledger accounting first, but
see, that doesn't sound like a real person.
He was the first.
My person's a real person.
He lived in
hat vest.
He lived in 900.
Did your guy have a hat and vest?
He probably had just like a cloak. He was a seafaring merchant in the 900s.
All right, well, I can see why that guy wasn't Cedric the Entertainer.
No, he was probably not very entertaining. He was probably really, really. I mean, think of a guy who.
But you couldn't say that to him. You probably couldn't say that to his face. You could be like, Cedric, and he'd be like, yes. And you're like, you're kind of boring.
Yeah,
bro.
you do like, double ledger accounting, but you also are like a swashbuckling.
Do something, please.
Captain of like a ship in the 900s in Scotland. That's pretty hardcore too. So you're somewhere between like Ben Stein and Chuck Norris. That's what I see. It's like if Ben Stein and Chuck Norris had a baby, that would be Cedric the Great. And he's also called the Great, which you don't get that for nothing.
I don't know.
Cedric the Okay.
You're the captain of a ship in 980. I mean, you're not actually sailing. You're just like throwing salt over the side and being like, sea gods, give me a good journey. And then if your ship makes it to the other end, you're like, yeah, I did it. I got it.
No, he was doing double ledger accounting. He was saying how much money in, how much money out. He was counting his profits.
You know how I like to do my double ledger accounting?
How?
Well, I check on the box office returns for The Dark Knight and Brokeback Mountain. It's my double ledger accounting.
Oh my God.
See, it's too late at night. We should not do these late at night. I'm going to go wild.
Transported to another dimension with that one. That was Solutions from the Multiverse.
I'll edit all this out.
No, it'll never happen. That's a keeper. Don't cut that.
Ow.
Don't cut that. Don't cut that. Don't cut that. Don't cut that. Don't cut that.
Fine.
It's good shit. Time for bed.
It is time to wrap it up. I see we both have a sleepy cat behind us who probably needs us to tuck him in. And
that's right. All right. Well, hey, thanks everybody for listening. And if you want to support us, you can send us, used lottery tickets, left shoes.
No, we just want
anything.
We just want you to reach out and say hi.
Oh yeah, just say
that's
hi.
what I'll take care. Don't send me anything in the mail. That's weird.
Yeah. All right. Thanks everybody for listening. Come back next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey there. Thanks for listening to that episode of Solutions from the Multiverse.
Yeah, we're back with a little after roll. Hello.
Hey, after roll. Roll that after roll. So basically, we want you to subscribe.
Yeah.
And rate and review. And tell someone, like, take your favorite solution and send it to someone who you think it would like blow their mind to hear it.
Yeah, we love making the show. We're proud of it. And we're excited. We want other people to show. We know that the main way people find podcasts is word of mouth. I know that's true for me. I listen to my friends who also listen to podcasts tell me about ones, and I go, okay, I'm cluing into that. So we want to be part of that chain.
So thanks for being a part of Solutions.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again real soon.
Bye.
Bye.